well.
Yeah, it really has been a pretty big feather for them to be able to take down a team like that, and now they're really kind of showing the cleanliness of their play.
They're just doing it again. They're just protecting this tree, and an Omar, he's gone a little bit too far forward.
Yeah, he has to use the stroke of fate here. Malik will be able to get a beautiful little Who Stomp and a nice little light strike array coming in there from Malrine to be able to get that first blood. So they
Big
get
mistake.
themselves a
You
little
should know
bit
that's
extra
coming.
this time.
It's happened in like 3 of their past 4 games. This exact thing every single time. Tree Protector on the Radiant side, protect these trees, and he just takes a step too far forward.
Yeah, it was a little bit more of an aggressive stance this time around coming in from Team Falcons, right? They wanted to move towards the river and really put the pressure on, kind of taking a leaf out of the TA 2000 book where he was on the Weaver, right? Where he just comes through the river, they come up that little stairway and they get themselves catching those people just sleeping a little bit.
Won't be able to fully protect the tree line. Malik's still there, clearing them out right now, but got bounty runes to be able to go for. Looks like... what is it going to be, 3 for 1?
3 for 1. That is the power of getting the first blood. Generally,
2 Tundra runes, 1 Shopify, 1 quest.
It's wild that there's all these different teams playing in a 2-team sport. The mysteries of Dota2. I love digital sports. Let's go electronic sports.
Electric sport.
Electric sports. We are electric.
Oh,
I won't butcher the song. I know there's a lot
I miss
of
Wodota, man.
I don't want to ruin the sacred text, you know.
Man, Cowrie's got that that Blightstone picked up as well, so I'm just having a look. He's going to make a complete beeline for crit.
Yeah, 0 armor. I believe it's like, what, 0.1 armor is the actual stat line coming in from Skyrath Mage. So with the hands being thrown, it is -2 armor. So the extra bonus damage from Kaori is going to be very hard for crit to deal with. We will...
I love how Cowrie's just got the Sentry Ward available as well, and he's like, you know what, I don't want to block that. You know, I'm an Enchantress. I've got the ability to just take a lot of these creeps. It's really just freeing up his own small camp, just to make sure that you've got the ability to pull back. And yeah, I mean, with the Nature's Attendants, there's no way that crit's going to come out on the winning end of this kind of trade.
Yeah, it is far too hard to be able to trade with an Enchantress. And yeah, he's sitting on a salve, but it's not going to be the best spot for them. Malik on the bottom side wants to try and get a kill here onto Snaking. They do get at least a lot of the bonus armor coming in from the Warcry, but it's not going to be enough. Malik with the double edge gets that free kill, and PSG Quest are starting to feel themselves in this game here. They really want to try and play a little bit extra in the mid lane, though.
Yeah.
Noob.
It was an aggressive use of the Heavenly Jump forward to be able to get in onto Melrine.
I thought that was going to be a rare Zeus solo kill. Doesn't get it. Now Melrine...
So it is early enough this time around. Predictions. Number of minuses this game?
Oh, okay. 1. I think Skidder will get 1.
Yeah, I'm kind of feeling like it's 1 actually.
Yeah, I think it's
maybe
1.
Tree.
I think Snake kind of got that out of necessity because there really wasn't much happening for like 15 minutes, and he's like, I'm sitting in the trees killing creeps. What am I going to do? Get a Midas.
And he wanted a little bit of extra attack speed to be able to hit the Enchantress and still couldn't do it.
Yeah, that's definitely the reason. Guys, I need a Midas so I can punch Enchantress so I can root her. That's what I need. Yep. They're like, oh yeah, sure, dude. Yeah, no worries. 2,000 gold. Like,
prediction number 2. What HP is the maximum that Malik will get to this game?
Do you think Malik is a double hard enjoyer?
I think he's a single hard overwhelming blink enjoyer.
Yeah, okay. So what's that, like 6,000 or 5.5, I think?
Yeah, if you like double edge once with the shard.
Yeah, so alright, let's say, I'm going to go buck wild with this. I'm going to say Malik's going to get to 7,500 HP.
Okay.
At one point.
7.5 and 1 is my prediction.
Come on. Blasphemy. That's unfair.
I've taken the bigger one at least, you know.
Yeah, true. I'll take that, but doing the +1's never cool. Very uncouth of you.
I've always wanted to go on the prices, right? How about you?
I think I would be horrible with it because I have a very...
You don't know the value of anything?
Yeah, exactly. I could tell most people the value of Magic Gathering or Yu-Gi-Oh cards. Anything else, absolutely terrible with.
Dark Magician Girl, priceless.
Depends what set.
True. You're talking to a state champion here, man. You gotta
There's so much deep Danog lore that you guys need to know about.
put respect on the name.
I can't wait for Danog autobiography to come out in 10 years. That's
Who's
gonna
gonna
be
buy
the greatest.
that?
I will. I'll be at
I'll
the
take it.
signing. That's all I need. Alright, looks like so far, Team Talon, they're doing a really, really good job in these lanes. They're definitely starting to come out ahead.
Yep.
Now Rain. Oh, that was just the burn damage coming from the Dragon Slave.
Yeah, he killed him by, like, I think 4 HP he ended up killing him with, so very, very significant. Waits a long time to be able to pick up that that second water rune as well, and, well, now he's going to be level 6.
Ooh, Kaori just didn't respect the damage that Crit could do. He thought he was starting to win this trade with Mud Golem, but Crit says, see you later. We'll take that one from you, and right now, it is a much faster start coming in from Team Falcon. Right?
Bottom lane as well.
A lot of damage and starting to win out. The fact that Skidder doesn't go down there, it would have been nice for PSG Quest to be able to pick up, but they don't get it. We were saying that they felt like they were kind of outplaying Team Falcons for most of this game. Most of game number 1, pardon me, but it seems like right now that maybe they took that to heart for Team Falcons. They know they need to play a little bit better.
How does Noob know that that is coming at that point in time? Did they have any sort of... They had no observer ward up towards the top side to see that energy booster was coming, to be able to give them the arcane boost. Really nice little play there.
That's raw game knowledge, that is. That's just a feel.
It's got that gamer fuel.
Yep. Got that one. Much more of a monster enjoyer myself. Alright, Kaori, he's getting ran at. We've seen this from game number 1. Snaking goes underneath the tower, Mar comes in. They've got a lot of damage, a lot of magic damage this time around to take down Kaori. The TA-2000 not on the Luna, but is on another good farming hero in the Naga Siren. So they will leave that tier 1 tower, and it looks like they're more than happy to give it away to Amar once again.
That basically feels like an exact copy of what happened last game, right? Snaking makes a rotation up around that 6-minute timing. Make sure you're able to get a kill. They secure the Lotus on the top side.
Yeah, and they just put a lot of pressure on the tier 1 tower. And speaking of pressure, Malik is doing the same in the bottom side with his freshly picked up Vanguard. Omar's coming behind the tower
and
here.
Kaori as
they
well.
want to try and put the pressure here on the Skidder. They want to see if they can try and catch him out. They're going to get directly on top of the Sven. They will have enough. First stun goes in. They're going to have the Who Stun for the second, as well as the extra damage coming in from Kaori. You can see Noob wanted to snipe that with the Thunder God's Wrath, but unfortunately he was just a little bit off on the timing, so he doesn't get the extra experience from it. And that will just mean now that they don't get involved with their Zeus for the first opening kill of Thunder God's Wrath.
He doesn't even get the assist gold either. Would have been very nice to be able to recover a little bit of that laning discrepancy going up against the Lina. He's fallen, what, 900 gold behind as a result of that solo kill? Yeah, is he going to be okay? Probably not.
No. Yeah, it's a little unfortunate for him not able to live. That Roshan was top as well. It being nighttime, doesn't get the free deny. So, first rotation there from Malrine.
He keeps the siege creep alive, and that tower is going to get denied. Otherwise, Kaori would have been able to pick it up. So, effectively, they are kind of doing their job, right? Making space for the Naga Siren to be able to just... Well, for now, she's sitting up towards the top side, but to split up and farm.
Yeah, get a lot of that farm going. Malrine has been involved in a lot of kills so far to be able to get himself a bit more of that extra gold. So
we do have a Midas being queued up by the Naga Siren, by the way.
Oh, I also saw there was a Midas being queued up by Amar, but he went back for the Blade Melt. I was going to talk about it because I was like, I think this is a nice little transition from Amar, because much like game number 1, he's had a pretty free lane, and I think the one issue that he had is he just didn't kind of ball out of control, and I think if you go hand a Midas, then you can kind of become this really greedy offlaner that, you know, Amar is known for, and transition into one of those big cores, but it seems he's just going to go for the Blade Mail once again, because Malrine is starting to have a much better start in this game number 2 than what he did in game number 1. A lot of the ganks are really actually starting to connect for him now and putting PSG Quest on notice. So
he's putting in work, yoinking away some of those Wisdom Rune, sorry, not Wisdom Rune stacks as well. It just means that they're just not anywhere as effective at being able to get that quick burst farm. Any stacks being built up on the Falcons side. Just looks like the one hard camp for now, so Skidder doesn't exactly have the easiest time coming back into this game. He's still relatively low on net worth for a Sven. We know how quickly they can balloon out of control.
Yeah, definitely need to keep an eye on a lot of those stacks to see what the stack game is going to be like. Crit is going to start making a few now in the main jungle. We'll see a few more of these ancient stacks pop up very, very soon, I'd imagine.
They smoked under a ward just then, so they're going to be able to back off just in time.
They're going to head towards top, it seems.
Yeah. I guess they're going to be happy enough with Cowrie, but he seems to know what's going on. And as soon as he moves away from the lane, it means that there's something going on, but he's actually going to get intercepted here. Yeah,
he's just going to go down. He is trying to run away with the Stampede, but that is too much damage. 4 members from the side of Team Falcons are going towards his tier 1 tower. Kaori was a bit of a thorn in their side.
He's dragging the creep wave, though.
Yeah.
Look at it, you Laguna plated the Hellbent Smasher. But, yeah, no, it's not going to be enough, unfortunately.
Yeah, he was kind of just doing this for the last couple of minutes, was just kind of pulling the creeps away with a lot of these Hellbear Smashers, so I can see that Malrain having that frustration to just get rid of the creep. They will eventually deal with the tier 1 tower. So it is nice here for Team Falcons to deal with. So they want to pressure towards this mid-tier 1 to the side of PSG Quest. They don't really have the same pushing power as what they did in the previous game, so it is very hard for them to just kind of take these towers for free. I did see that there was a Blade Mail being completed here by Malik, so doesn't want to go for an early Blink Dagger, wants to just try and play around with this Lina. He's able to pop the Blade Mail when she hits an LSA. It means that the whole combination may just stop. Snaking and Skidder. I want to see if they can get the kill here onto Kaori. They do have the damage, and Crit is able to take him down. It's actually Skidder with the God Strength that gets the kill onto that, and Team Falcon, they are just going so fast here. It's almost a breakneck pace for PSG Quest to try and deal with.
Yeah, I think if you went the Blink Dagger on the Centaur, it's just such an all-in commitment, it kind of feels like, right? Like, if you don't get kills off the back of it, it's not helping you farm at all. It's not really helping you at all if you are the one that gets gone on. Blade Mail is just so much more versatile, right? And it's something that you're still going to hold into the later stages of the game.
Yep. Speaking of, he does pop it. Stays a little bit healthier. Amar starting to get eyed off by some of these PSG Quest members. But they will just leave him for now. He has changed his mind quite a lot when it comes to his item build. He had another Midas queued up for the Conquer. Wants to try and go towards the pipe this time around, so be a little bit more of the kind of Aura's Conquer rather than like an actual damage dealer himself, feeling like with the Lina and the Sven, they've got that kind of area covered.
I think they've got the Phylactery done now on the Zeus as well, so maybe they want to go for some sort of a smoke play, but is there really any tower that they can look to get? I suppose with the Centaur having a lot of that strength, they feel like they want to be able to maybe just get a quick kill onto someone, but snaking isn't that one. It feels like a lot of time spent walking and not a lot of time spent doing here on Quest so far.
Yeah, it feels like they've kind of just walked back and forth and really haven't done much. They at least get a stat going, and Mar's going to walk in. He's going to pop a lot of damage here. He will be able to at least deal with the Phantom. So it's just damage more than anything, but there's just a lot of members for Team Falcon side to be able to stand here towards this tier 1 tower, and it doesn't look like Quest want to try and defend the tower at all. So they're going to lose another one of their tier 1s early on here, man.
I mean, it does mean that this Midas is really going to pay off, though, on TA2000. It's the item that you buy when there's not as many creeps to farm, right? You know that your illusions are going to be, you know, able to invade the other side of the map. They're going to be able to pick up a lot of their farm there, but yeah, for the hero itself, you're really going to have slim pickings, both in terms of levels and what your actual hero is able to do. So it's a good Midas pickup here for TA2000. It's just a matter of for the rest of the team to be able to make space for him, and it feels to me like they're waiting for 500 gold for Malik to be able to have this Blink Dagger for himself, and he's taking by far the most aggressive farm, I would say, on the map.
Yeah, really just kind of putting himself in harm's way, and that's exactly what's going to come towards him, is a little bit of harm. Amar's going to be able to find him out with the X marks the spot. They're going to turn it back around here with the LSA on top with the Mystic Flare. Oh, that Blade Mail almost took crit with him. But enough to be able to take down the pesky Centaur.
I honestly wonder at what point you go for just some sort of magic resistance item on this Centaur, right? You're going to get the Blink, sure, but even just a casual cloak is going to provide you so much value against the likes of a Skywrath and this magic damage Lina.
Speaking of the Lina, that was maximum rage LSA from Malrine to be able to catch out Kaori, who was just heaping away from their jungle. So again, PSG Quest, they are getting spanked here in this early game. We were praising them after game number 1, but it seems like right now Team Falcons, they really just kind of put respect back on the name. And they really want to try and play to their utmost.
Mars very deep. Looks like he'll be able to get away though.
It's kind of hard for them to commit onto him, right? Because of the Blade Mail, Noob, you know, can't just dump the entirety of his mana pool in towards that Conquer. They're looking towards TA2000. They at least clear a lot of his illusions. And Skidder, he's been left to his own devices as well. He's 2 levels above TA2000, and they are starting to put a lot of emphasis onto this Naga Siren. Crit wanted to see if he can catch him out with a concussive shot. Isn't able to hit it. He's gonna leave him be, but this map is starting to shrink here for Quest, and the question is, are they able to try and bite back once they get this Blink Dagger here on a Malik?
Should have it after this hard camp, so we'll see what they're able to do. It's a 6k net worth lead and a giant stack being taken as well at the exact same time. They would love for Noob to be able to have the Aether Lens, that's the one. He will, but not before Kaori ends up dying.
Yep. First use of the Rod of Atos coming in from Crit, nets the free kill there onto the Enchantress. He is also going to be picking up a Midas. Same with Snaking, so we are completely off when it comes to only having one hand of Midas. Smoke, though, they do find them out. Nice little Thunder God trap. Beautiful Hoostomp catches onto 2. It's both the supports holding hands in the jungle, and unfortunately, they're not here in the mid lane to kiss. They're here to die.
They do know that they've got some sort of vision up on the high ground there, and Skip is actually going to be behind the rest of them. Ends up being able to secure them. Ooh, is that going to be enough? Maybe it will.
It's scary. They don't have the Thunder God's Wrath, but with the X-Mark and the Lakuta Blade, yeah, that was enough to take down Omar. So, Quest, they get themselves 2 supports and stick around a little bit too long and lose one of their own.
Gotta say, this Zeus really hasn't paid off, right? I was a little... When it came out, I did understand it. You know, you've got, again, the percent damage from the Arc Lightning feels pretty good against a Sven and a Kunkka, but in the laning matchup against the Lina, like, you give up a lot. You basically need to rely entirely on your spells to be able to secure any sort of last hits, because Lina's just going to outrange you almost every single time. It really is feeling it right now. A full 2k, excuse me, behind Malrine.
Yeah, everybody's really on struggle streak right now for PSG Quest. They are just kind of waiting for TA2000 to start to open the map up for them, and hopefully they can get to a point where they can win some of these skirmishes as 4. Try and get a little bit of that extra net worth going their way, start to build towards the scary moments of these cores.
They go for a smoke as a team, but...
Snaking does a good job of breaking the smoke, so he will pay with his life, but that means that nobody else is going to cop the wrath of PSG Quest.
It's a mark of a good player. Tactical feed coming through there from the Treant Protector. Although, I mean, with his death, it means that they don't... Well, he doesn't even have a point in the living armor, but they don't have quite as many tools to be able to protect this tier 1 tower. Looks like crit's going to be enough, though, just with a concussive.
Yeah, and they don't really have good tower pushes, right? Like, it's only the Naga Siren, and even then, she doesn't really take towers that fast, so... It's probably not the worst that, you know, Snaking loves to go for this much more aggressive build rather than going for the living armor.
Maybe Kaori with a Dark Troll Summoner, you never know. He has died 7 times already, so he's understandandably a little bit more apprehensive. All those rally skeletons, though, yeah, there we go.
That's a lot of work, man. Like, look at that go. He's going to get it. He's just going to kill him.
They're going to get a mark.
Oh my god, this looks like it is all coming up Millhouse right now. Unfortunately, they lose TA2000 on the other side of the map, though, so... Tier 1 tower and a core kill. I mean, it's a net change in the net worth going the way of Team Falcon. So, probably not the worst, especially because they take down Malik as well off the back of crit. Was that just a solo kill?
I think it was. He's got the Fairy's Trinket, he's got full points Ancient Seal, and, well, they might end up getting another.
Oh, Noob's just dead. He doesn't have the Heavenly Jump. Did he jump towards the mid lane as well? Oh no, the LSA is beautiful from Malrine. That was
10-0 and 2, 18 minutes into the game. Grandmaster Lina really wanting to make amends for that game number 1.
Yep, just putting in work so far with the Lina. You can see why they wanted to pick it He's doing
He's nearly got his
lot
axe.
so far. And that's when he starts getting scary, right? He's able to have that flame cloak do the damage. Kaori. He's been found out. They don't have the Mystic Flare coming in from crit, so he isn't able to catch himself a nice little freebie. Thanks to the Rod of Atos, but at least it's damage. Pesco the Ward here coming in from snaking as well. He's out of vision of the sentry, so they will be able to keep that for a little bit longer.
So Malik is at least a Reaver enjoyer. Doesn't have it picked up just yet, but got it in the old quick buy. Could be an overwhelming blink, could be the heart. Whichever way it might be, it's going to be give him a lot of value. I still do like that cloak option though, right? Like, especially once Amar, if he does choose to go into the Aghanim Scepter, going to protect against that, going to protect against the Lina, the Skywrath.
Oh no, TA2000 is just dead. Flame Cloak, LSA, Laguna Blade, it is all over Red Rover. They still want to fight without their Nagasari. If they get the kill here on Malrain, this is massive for them. Look at the amount of gold that goes in the Kaori's pockets.
Let's go. The true carries arrive.
He's almost got 2,000 gold just because he killed Malrain. That's wild. That is bonkers to me. Nice little blink away there from Malik as well with a little hop. But unfortunately for Omar, X marks as well as the Sven Stormhammer means that is just going to be a dead Grimstroke. So maybe would have liked a little bit of gold going towards Omar instead of Kaori, but you know, beggars can't be choosers, I guess.
This tower's probably going down though. No glyph available. Malik's going to be the one to secure the protection of this Tormentor.
They want to
Maybe
fight.
more?
TA2000 has come in, so they're going to leave it be for now. TA2000 once again just going to go back to the farming. Wants to try and build this hard up. Let's try and become a very strong Nagasar, and they want to see if they can get the... I always get so nervous when I watch teams take the Tormentor, especially like directly at 20 minutes because it is such a risk. It is very spicy.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Alright, Midases are activated here for Team Falcon. They are looking to try and get some kills going either way. If they can find TA2000 and kill him again, this could be horrible. They get the scan.
Does he get greedy with his movements? Yeah, the scan just off the mark, and with the daytime, they'll see him get back to the safety of his base.
So he gets away from that gank. That could have been horrendous if they lost to TA2000 again.
Honestly, even just having this 4-star is going to be really significant for Kaori now. Like, they're still going to get an objective in Roshan for Falcons, but now you've got a way to provide a little bit of disruption, right? You're not always going to have that easy Mystic Flare combination. You're not always going to be able to just land that perfect boat combination as well.
Speaking of boats, there's a lot of members around Amar here. I don't know if they have the damage for it. They're getting close, but without the eyes on the rest of the roster of Team Falcons, they're just going to have to leave Amar be.
Oh, pop the Stampede, but the Xbox is there.
Yeah, he doesn't get away from the Conquer for now. He does have the
Lina
Reaver, so
or
he's at least
Sven.
quite healthy.
Are they still winning this fight even without those two?
They look like they may not be, because they do just lose their Tree of Protector. I thought they were going to be able to at least get themselves a free kill. You could see the trepidation from Quest, right? They knew that there was some potential for the Sven and the Lina to be able to come through that twin gate and really be able to come for the backstab, but they weren't. They didn't want to have a bar of it, so they just let them be, and they eventually get themselves a kill on snaking.
Getting closer and closer towards these next items. You know, have it up for the Reaver now on TA2000. He's got his level 15 as well. He's gone a very, surprise, farm intensive build with the mirror image damage instead of the 15 strength. He really just wants to, again, use all the space that his team is trying so desperately to make for him to push out the map, to force Falcons to play a little bit more defensively. At least rotate Amar back with like an X-Mark TP to be able to clear out a wave of illusions and creeps.
Yeah, you can see now he's ever close towards that heart. Oh, Omar and Amar. Oh, Omar, that's unfortunate. He just saw him. This little tree doesn't provide that much vision for you, Omar. He at least gets a silence and a...
He just swapped the Tumbler's toy in.
Oh, he's breaking ankles. Oh, unfortunately, the tidal wave's too strong. So Amar gets the kill there onto the Grimstroke. I thought that was going to be the great escape. It was not. Want to fight mid though. They know Amar's not here. They've come in and they found crit. They take him down thanks to TA2000. BKB gets popped by Skidder. They also use the Flame Cloak as well, Matt. So a lot of these abilities are now on cooldown.
And again, like, you really didn't use all that much. You've got the Thunder God's Wrath up in another 15. You've still got the Song available. Sure, you don't have Stampede, but I mean, the big things that you're worried about, kiting out that BKB timing, for example, is gone now.
Yeah, that's what two uses of the BKB so far from Skidder, and really hasn't amounted to much. It's down to a 7-second BKB. We'll be 6 seconds in no time. Hearts are plenty. Malik's picked one up. Now with TA2000 as well. So it's getting to the point where we really need to try and utilize this lead. Malrine has really slowed down after that death. He's going towards the E-Blade. It's going to be a very, very scary hero in a lot of these fights, but a lot of these hearts coming up. Yeah, it's going to be a lot of damage, but is it 3.2k HP damage, you know?
I mean, a big part of it comes down to, you know, are they actually even able to get in onto the right target as well for Malrine, right? You're going up against a Naga Siren. It becomes a little bit easier when you've got, you know, all the cleaves and all that coming through from the Sven and the Kunkka, but most of the time when you're looking to use this E-Blade, Flame Cloak, Laguna Blade combination, you're the one making the aggressive move, and well, you just see what Skidder's able to do with that Silver Edge.
Well, the Stampede to try and get a kill here onto Crit. Looks like it is going to be Kaori who will be able to find out the Skyrath Mage, but can they get out of dodge? No, they can't.
Laguna.
Yep, he just walks up and goes bzz.
Zap.
See you later.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Amar now has the Ags and the Pipe ready. So there's a lot of damage mitigation that this Kunkka is going to be able to provide for his Sven and the Lina. Who, speaking of the Sven, really haven't been talking about Skidder all too much, but he's just been kind of slowly flinking away. Now has gotten himself a Silver Edge. It's going to be
We're close to a fourth
hero.
Midas as well. This one time for the Zeus coming through next.
No way. A Zeus Midas? You got... Oh my god. What kind of degeneracy are we seeing here?
Sick human
Zeus
being.
Is going on Midas. Like, yeah. What? Zeus Midas. Now, like, come on. Come on. This is surely a joke, noob. Come on, mate.
I can kind of understand, like, when you're going up against an Enchantress, right? Nice, easy way to be able to just yeet away one of the little creeps that he's playing with, but not the Zeus, for sure. I mean, sure, you are someone that makes great use out of the levels, and who knows, maybe he's just playing for that level 20 timing, right? He really just wants to get that +6 Arc Lightning current health as damage, going up against, you know, the likes of a Sven, who's going to be Giga Tanky, who's already used 2 of his BKB charges. You've got a Kunkka that's got plenty of health as well to be able to make plays around with.
Yeah, not a bad shout. Not a bad shout. We'll see if it pays off, though. It's a real question whenever I see these Midases, like, in the mid-game. I'm like, is it going to pay off? Or do you feel like that 2,000 gold could have been spent somewhere else?
I mean, Noob is a guy that knows the strength of mid laners and their, like, talent timings. You know, probably the biggest one that he had was the Snapfire that really, before it got moved to the level 25 point, he was the first one to address the fact that, hey, if I just go a Midas, I actually can get up to this level 20 and it's still kind of okay. Like, I minimize my weak point.
And there is a weak point in this tier 3 tower because Skidder just goes up and knocks on it and see if anybody's home. So at least half HP to it. They can constantly just kind of
they don't have
chip
God
away.
Strength, though. That's the big thing, right? They're just hanging back. They're making sure that they can take this Wisdom Rune away because, you know, why not? And then immediately go for the smoke after. Yeah, again, why not? They've got a timing of when this God Strength is going to be wearing off. They don't want to be fighting right now.
Okay, they're going to come in. Oh, the timing on that for Amar buys him a little bit of extra time, but is it going to be enough? The Water Park's going to go down. It's a lot of damage. Laguna Bay takes down the Malik.
Surely he
There's going to be no Centaur for this. Amar surely will go down. So they trade offlaners here, so that's a big positive for the side of PSG Quest. They thought that was going to be an opportunity for them to try and get a kill, maybe onto Skidder, but it just...
And Snake King picks up the double damage. 278 damage this Treant Protector has right now. Wow!
Go Snake King, punch someone. Do it.
Quickly, with your hand of Midas.
Quickly. I don't know if he's going to be able to get the punches, but there was a nice little fight there from Quest. They got themselves an opportunity. There was a nice timing coming in from Amar to be able to have that the tidal wave to buy him a little bit of that extra space. That was probably enough for them to be able to secure the kill there onto Malik. Now Skidder's looking. He's scheming. He's trying to find somebody. Doesn't catch anybody lacking for the side of Quest though.
I get the feeling that Amar, like, he's got the Octarine and the BKB queued up. I personally would much rather he go the BKB next, just because you've got the Roshan about to respawn. You know that you're just going to be so much more effective against, honestly, every single one of these heroes. Maybe not the Naga Siren, as long as you've got that little bit of extra layer of protection.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think BKB is probably a very rightful choice because he really kind of just needs to be the guy who soaks up some of these spells. He just needs to soak up a bit of the time, soak up a bit of the damage, and allow Skidder as well as Malrine to be able to just kind of float around these fights and deal big amounts of damage that they have. And as long as he's alive with the BKB, then that's all that he really needs to do here for Amar. Octarine is going to be nice for the water park, but yeah, I don't think it's going to be as important as the BKBs. And timings now, we're going to have a Shadow Blade. I'm not quite sure if it's the full Silver Edge for TA2000 that's going to be coming out. It is just the Shadow Blade. So now the Naga Siren's getting to the point where he's starting to be able to deal the damage, but I haven't really felt the impact of TA2000 just yet. He hasn't been able to come into these team fights and be that scary presence. He's got a lot of evasion, but that's really kind of it.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I was pretty impressed by the fact that Crit has only died 3 times so far this game. I really thought his life would be a little bit more challenging. He died towards the very start of that previous team fight, but beyond that, his positioning has been basically flawless. And he's, what, 250 gold away from Ags as well? So he's doing a great job.
Which is massive for a Sky Mage in a lot of these fights as well, right? Just being able to constantly just pump out a lot of these spells. And with the slow nature of these games, a lot of these Midas is floating around. Like, it really starts to pay off for these supports, especially because, there's been constantly both swapping in the Philosopher's Stone. Kaori is definitely dead here. With a shield rune on top of Skidder, it is all too hard for them to be able to just kind of stand there and try and dissuade the Sven.
Tread swaps in vain, trying to get away.
Yeah.
So he was like, it treads, can't have that.
Loki looking like that. So, Amar walking in with the pipe and the freshly picked up Octarine core. We'll just look at the tier 3 tower and they're going to set their sights on the Tormentor. Skidder's like, get away, and I'll just do it myself. How much healing? Ooh, it's not going to be enough, so... Alright, so no Tormentor kill for them. What's the plan here for Quest?
Yeah, they don't have Mallory in there either. He's got the TP available with the Boots of Travel if he absolutely needs to. But I think without that Inkswell available, Malik is just not feeling quite as confident to be the one leading the charge. Roshan coming up in 10 seconds, and it's going to be bottom. They'll actually see the fact that Crit TP'd all the way back to base. Now's the time to go.
Yeah, they want to try and get on top of Snake King. They haven't been able to find him out. They do hit him with the dust, and with the Inkswell, that's going to be enough for them to take down the Treant Protector. Oh, he just... Oh, no. He just walked outside of the pit. Go back in and check. Come on. Oh, Quest. Oh,
they don't exactly take it really quickly, though, is the thing.
Yeah, that's true. That is definitely true, and I think they're probably going to be looking towards some of these objectives, maybe towards
noob.
He's in the backside, but he's been found out by the Sven. That's too much damage for them to try and deal with. They get directly in on top of the Skywrath Mage, who gets caught out and gets killed as well. Skidder now standing and fighting against the Naga Siren. Isn't working out well for him, but with the BKB as well as the God Strength, it's going to be more than enough. They have to pop the Song of the Siren to at least try and keep TA2000 happy and safe. But now the song is over. Another X-Mux comes down thanks to that Octarine core. He tries to get out of it with the split. Doesn't get it done. Skidder comes back in for a fight. TA2000 goes inside the Shadow Blade. And we'll get away, so Quest will be able to hold their ground for now. They found him out once again. Laguna Blade zap, see you later. Malrine goes into the BKB form, and they
nice
will
stun.
take down the carry of the Team Talon as well, with Skinner going down. So Quest are at least answering back in kind. They're doing a lot of damage here from Kaori, but is it going to be enough for them? Overgrowth goes down. Omar's going to burn down. Malrine wants to try and look for this stupid little Enchantress. Hasn't been able to find him just yet. LSA is going to be at the ready in just a moment, and Malrine wants to try and fight for him, but now with the Zeus coming back in, it's going to be very hard for them to try and keep this fight rolling. And both teams are just kind of chopping and changing, going in and trying to get
they don't know what staking is.
They've come forward. They haven't dealt the damage to the Lina just yet. Noob, he's overcommitted. He doesn't have the Heavenly Jump anymore, and now in comes Crit. He's going to be able to take down the Zeus. They get it done. Quest, they've overextended. They don't confirm the kills, and now they are just stuck between a rock and a hard place and just being kited around by X marks the spot, and that will be a kill on a Malik as well. Quest, what looked like a good start for them to be able to take down a quick kill, just turned into a disaster.
Man, that feel when you're a Centaur and literally the only thing holding you back from being effective is that you just run out of mana. Like, he had used about 8 different hoof stomps in that single fight, I think, and he just had nothing else by the end of it.
Running absolutely dry on the big horseman, and they just ran out of damage, I think, man. Like, it was just not enough for them to be able to convert onto Malrine. Like, he was kind of limping away on the Lina, but just not having the damage coming in from the Zeus, and you could see they were just slightly disconnected with how they wanted to play. Malrine walks in, shield rune at the ready, will try and get the kill. That is an instant blow up onto the Grimstroke. And Malrine
got the wisdom rune as well on Snape.
Very scary.
He's got his Blink Dagger as well on the Tree and Protector, so now that Blink Overgrowth becomes a factor as well.
It just feels like Quest just haven't answered any of these questions that were posed to them by Team Talon, right? You know, Skidder.
Carrie's got a Moonshot.
One scary boy. I don't know if Kaori is going to be able to get out of this scot-free, though. The Sven's going to try and come in. They will get the rig going. Don't get the Spoink back in the right direction. He's trying to live through this. Kaori, with the help of the Song of the Siren, is going to be enough. But the Overgrowth completely misses. So, they don't catch any more with this. But you can just see with this net worth lead here, Matt, this definitely looks like Team Falcon should be able to even up the series here in game number 2.
Should be able to, yeah, and, well, even providing a little bit of extra assistance against the Naga Siren now. With the Warcry, passive armor coming through from the Aghanim Shard Tormentor. Noob, though, we haven't really seen the true value out of the Midas yet. He's nearly got 2 full charges on it. Hopefully he's able to move forward and secure at least one of those. Yep, there we go. Onto the Siege Creep. So brings him up to level 18. I really feel like that level 20 is what he's waiting for.
There's going to be a lot of the damage coming in from the Zeus as well, especially with this Octarine Core on the horizon. Killer's a ways away from it, so it's not like Noob is getting to the point where he is being a scary nuisance in these fights. It's got so much resistances now for the entirety of Team Falcon, and with Roche up as well, it's just going to be Aegis number 2. It's going to be Cheese probably going the way of Skidder. And it's almost an inevitability, right? Where it kind of feels like game number 1, where Quest were just kind of taking all the objectives on the map and just waiting until they were able to end the game.
And now you've got Laguna Blade pure damage as well, so even some of those items that I was talking about before aren't actually going to be as big of a factor, right? Like, you've got a BKB, I believe, now finished up on the Centaur. Any sort of magic resist is going to be pretty ineffective against the Lina, at least. Still protects you against the Scarith Mage for sure, but, I mean, Crit is scaling pretty damn well. He's level 20.
He's big. He's a big boy. Global
early Midas wins games.
Yeah, early Midases do win games because he's just able to kind of take over the map. Question is, how much do Quests let go here? You know, how many of these lanes are they willing to give up? I'd imagine 1 is perfectly fine for them playing into an Aegis. They're just going to try and chip away with Noob here. Pipe's going to do
Gary's putting himself on the front line. Nice tidal wave.
Yeah, he's just dead. Gets zapped down. He's got no buyback either, so it's very hard for them to try and play against this Pipe.
Alex in
the background, but with the BKB, I don't think it's really going to do all too much. TH2000
is going
to try and take his own lane of racks on the bottom side of the map. They take down Skidder, so the first life goes down, and TH2000 is still chipping away on the bottom side of the map to be able to get rid of this first lane of racks, but Malik goes down and no buyback for him.
Tier 2000 is just full-on rat, though. You end up getting a Tier 3 tower first, despite being 20k behind. Melreen, he's going to be able to come back, and it's only 4 seconds until he's got his spells back up.
Oh, he gets himself
Any
away
gems?
thanks to the guys of the Shadow Blade, and the Tidal Wave is not going to be enough. So Melreen, the BKB doesn't really do too much, and now Quest, I want to try and move forward and see if they can catch some of these retreating members from Falcons.
They're somehow ahead in terms of like what objectives they've been able to take.
Yeah, it's kind of nuts. Being so far behind, but TA 2000, all about the Rat Dota. He is at the point now where he is basically slaughtered, right? Like, you can only really replace the treads, and at that point, is it really worth it? Hex is going to be the next available choice for the Naga Siren.
Anytime those BKBs start running low, and anything that's going to enable you to find just a guaranteed solo pick-off, you take it every single chance. Again, he did choose to go a bit more of the... I don't want to call it glass cannon, because the Naga Siren does have 3.4k HP, but, you know, extra mirror image illusion, pretty standard, the mirror image damage, the riptide damage, like, he is just a right-clicking beast right now on TA.
Yeah, he's definitely trying to put the carry pants on. Is it going to be enough, though? That's the real question that I've got sitting on my lips. They did a decent amount of work, I think, for Quest being able to hold that without TA 2000. And they're getting ever close to that level 20 talent, but TA 2000 been found out. Don't have the BKB here just yet. They get completely slowed down. He gets all the way away. Oh, TA 2000 with a sliver of HP lives against the entire initiation that comes in from Team Falcons, and they're the first ones that lose their life as well here. They will lose their Centaur once again with no buyback. But the important hero lives, and that is TA 2000. Same with Noob as well. So with these two big cores still alive, Team Falcons can't end the game just yet. I thought that was where it was going to be all over Red Rover.
Yeah, double 4 stuff, getting him on out of there. He also had the Shadow Blade to make sure that some of those right clicks didn't land. He had the Harpoon literally chaining towards him at the time that he was able to get away under the guise of invisibility. So, whew, really playing on a knife's edge right now.
Yeah, all it takes is one small mishap or one small clutch play, and this game can swing one way or another. 20,000 gold behind. What's the win probability looking like as well? 81% for the side of Team Falcon. Over 5,000 experience ahead, 21 plus levels. There is a lot going the way of Team Falcon right now to get...
And there's a lot on the line as well, right? Like, this is, granted, not the grand finals, but this is representing MENA for the first time in an official capacity in, like, a gigantic tournament. ESL Kuala Lumpur, it's a big deal.
Yeah, it's very, very important for a lot of these players. And getting to that grand final in the first spot is very important for either one of these two teams, not having to play through the lower bracket.
Lukari. Is he going to be okay? Flame Cloak, Melreen going for the backstab.
He kills him. Yep. He doesn't even have to hit the Ethereal Blade. He just does so much damage with just the LSA and the Laguna Blade.
Have the buyback at least this time.
You have to be careful. Noob doesn't want to get caught out here. He bought a Blink Dagger as well. So he has that extra bit of mobility. I want to try and go for the fight crit. Goes into the background though. The Zeus oh so low. This is not what you want to see if you are Noob. They're going to throw the Song of the Siren out into the winds to see if they can try and stop a little bit more of this aggression.
BKB is used on the spam.
Get their reveal. To go back in. Skidder. Oh so low key on the spam for TA 2000. He's standing and fighting. How much damage do they have? It looks like the Naga Siren is starting to lose the fight. Melreen on the sideline blows them up. At least we'll get the buyback coming in. But Noob, once again, he's oh so low. He's getting in towards his fights. They don't get the extra kill there with the Mystic Flare. And TA 2000 wants to walk in and try and take more of these Team Falcon members with him. But it's just Crit who will offer up his body to keep his buddies alive. So it was a buyback out of TA 2000. They lose the whole lane of racks, but they still hold on to the game.
They hold on to the game, but I mean, this puts a lot of pressure on them to be able to take this this next Roshan. And we were talking about it before. They don't exactly have the strongest lineup to be able to do it. And if there's any time to buy out for an item, it's now. Noob, he brings himself down to basically 0 gold, buying out that Scythe of Vice. He's also got that level 20 off the back of that, so extra 6% Arc Lightning damage coming through. Are they going to be able to find anyone here?
They
2000 he's hunting.
At least vision around. It was a nice TP out there from Snay as well as Amar, so
And Melreen as well. He's got the Boots of Travel too. He wouldn't have been able to get out if that was just the regular Boots of Travel. That extra 1 second of TP time reduction is actually a really big deal.
It's quite overlooked by a lot of people. Does mean that it only takes 2 seconds to get out of there. Which is ridiculous when you think of the way that TP scrolls work in Dota. So, as you said, Scythe Vice picked up here from Noob. I thought maybe he might go for a little bit more of a tanky item with maybe like the Octarine Core. Just try and provide him with a little bit of extra HP, but they do feel like the Hex is going to be much more important for them, especially if they get some of these pickoffs early on. Like, you know, you catch out Skidder early on, maybe you catch out Malrine. Malrine really doesn't have many defensive items, just does have the BKB, but Blink Hex is more than enough to catch him out.
You have defensive teammates, though. You have defensive spells. You got the boat, you got the pipe, you got the overgrowth, you got the living armor. There's a lot to be able to protect. It just relies on the team being around each other at the time. Right now, they're playing a little spread. And,
he's been found out with the Hex. They've got the Who Storm. Do they have the extra stuns? They do. The chain stun goes down. Malrine was trying to be a sneaky little boy in the top side of the map with a flame cloak, but we talked about it. Blink Hex, it's a little strong.
And you really can't afford to do that. I understand doing it previously when you had a creep wave in the base, when you had the rest of the team playing behind you, but no one on Quest was revealing at that point, so he's given his life up 30 seconds before a potential Roshan. You were top of the net worth charts right there. You've given a lot of gold over to Noob as well, so despite the fact that he just bought out that Scythe of Ice, he's nearly got buyback immediately.
Yeah, it's just a lot of gold that just went in the pocket of the Zeus. They do take down Malik's courier, though, so he will not have this Lotus Orb, and unfortunately for him, he bought out for that as well. So there's 3 minutes without the buyback or the Lotus Orb. So Malik has to be very, very careful how he plays these next couple of minutes. To crack the 5 Midas mark with
still there somehow.
Omar being able to get his own.
Sure, why not? I really want to see them take out this tier 1 tower. It's actually a pretty big deal, right? Roshan coming up in 20 seconds. If you take away that buyback TP point, then suddenly it just doesn't feel anywhere near as strong to be able to take the fight on Falcons. But with that living armor, maybe with the double siege creep wave, it'll be enough to be able to take this tower out. But look at the lines being drawn on the map. They're like, this is where they could be. Let's make sure that we're clearing out any sort of wards on the way. And make sure that we can take a fight on our terms to get the jump that we need.
They know, they found out Skidder, they saw him underneath one of these wards with the Sentry Ward as well. They're going towards the background, they want to try and take down Crit. They get the leash together with the Soulbind as well. How much damage do they have though? The Water Park has already gone down. TA2000 up in the air, no BKB at the ready, he's just dead. They've deleted 2 of the cores in Quest. They will lose the fight that they initiated. Oh, you hate to see it if you are a Quest fan, but Team Falcons are absolutely licking their lips. TA2000, his BKB was in his backpack. There's no way for him to be able to get that BKB off, and Amar just be able to get the Water Park off just means that fight is so simple for them.
It wasn't even like that was a full-on team effort there. Like everyone on the team did about 1,000 damage to Centaur, for example, and he wasn't able to pop the BKB despite going from full to 0 with 5.5k HP and a heart and a blade mail.
It's just too much damage, and you can see now they know that there's going to be no buyback. They at least force out the glyph from Quest, but can they hold for 60 seconds? All it takes is for them to get a whiff of where Noob is, and they'll be able to catch him out. They do get the refresher of going in. They will be able to get the Soulbind. Double Hex goes forward. Noob those.
It's got to be Noob frontlining. He's the only one with buyback, so you got to offer your life up, even if it's only delaying things for 5 or so seconds.
Yeah, they're just going to Water Park and walk in. He has blinked himself out off to the side, and Skidder will just try and set his attention towards the Ancient. And
they
with
just
the
call
GGs
it.
being dropped, they will just bow out of this game number 2. So Danog, we're going to go deeper into this series. We're going to go all the way into the morn. I believe the sun is about to rise.